Hey Rob, Mark Baker here at my virtual lesson studio, which happens to be my private 2-lane training center here in Orange County, California. So I've got your videos, and thank you for sending me the 2 shots you didn't like the most, those 2 that go through the nose from the back. Really, I got to see a lot from those. And thank you for your notes, very extensive, but it explains to me where you're at. You're a very good bowler. There's just a couple of things we have to clean up, and I think it's going to be, it's a little bit in your footwork, it's more in your balance, and it's more about your wrist and how you bring the ball up into your swing. Because I saw some shots I really liked, and I saw a couple shots that we both don't like. So that being said, let's get straight to the videos. We are going to do this backwards. Usually I start from behind, and then I go to the side. Today we're going to talk about your timing first, which I really like, and then we're going to look at some shots from the side, why they're good and why they're bad. All right, Rob, let's get to the videos. Okay, Rob, here I have you queued up from the side. Let's go ahead and play this. The first one might be a little quick. Yeah, the first one's always a little quick to start. Obviously, that's not what you do. Okay, here we go. Really like this. This is your shot from the side. I think you aced that one. It's always nice to know where the ball goes, but here's what I look at. I'm a big believer in this. See how tall you stay on your second step? Your head's completely on top of your foot. I'm a big believer in that. So you think your second step gets fast. What happens is you get forward, so you make your swing fast. This one you stay tall, so when you swing it back, you'll notice your wrist is cupped, but it's not bent. So that lets your pivot step get underneath. And the part that I like the best is unbelievably good timing right here. Your foot gets flat in front of your head. Your swing is perfectly parallel to the ground. That's everything I believe in as a coach. So that allows you to keep your, see, what happens is when you get here, I start measuring here. I start measuring spine tilts from the side. All the pros are between 35 and 45. Maybe a little, there you go, 42, so you're right in the window. If we can keep this less than 10 degrees changing between here and release point, you're going to throw a good shot. There's your release point. So all we do is just draw another line from your ear through your hip, and we just measure. And the more consistent that is there, your head goes back a little bit, but you're right on the number. See that? 34, probably about right. 38, that's a little cheating on it. Let's not do it that way. There you go, that's a better number. 7 degrees of change. 5 degrees or left as tour players. So you're really close. So your average and what your spine tilt does from the timing spot through the release point, that's a little bit of pullback. That'll allow your hand to come around it. So there is some release, but it's not really your hand's fault. You just got to work on staying forward. But more importantly, what I really like is this. Timing spot is good. Look at that. You turn that one, so your hand stays behind the ball here, through here, right there at your toe, right there at the heel, you start turning it. Release point is beautiful. I love it because your chin is on top of your knee. That's an excellent spot to be. That makes a consistent release point. When you get done, I like this line from your elbow to your foot, your chin on top of your kneecap. You're in complete balance. So we're not changing anything from the side, but I do want you to remember this. We talk about second step and timing and releases and balls next to ankles. When you do it correctly, I think you stay taller here. That allows this to be soft with the least amount of wrist. That being said, let's go to the back view. Okay, Rob, here we have you view from the back. So you sent me 4, 2 obviously go through the nose. But this is the one I like the best. Let's play this. And I'll break it down. Closest to your ankle, I think that I'm a big believer in hitting 5, 6, 7, 8 between 42 and 45 feet down lane. And this ball gets there. I think this is the best shot for a couple of reasons. I think it's the closest your ball is to your ankle. You turn it the latest, your upper body stays forward. See, again, you got this really beautiful line right here. It matches your the shot you sent me from the side view. And there. See, I see your ball getting to the spot down lane right there. So there's the scanner's 48 feet. So your ball's right there at that 43 to 45 foot zone. And that is how we split the 8-9. No ring intents. That was a shot I like. Here's why. There. Again, here. Look how tall you stayed here on top of the step. Okay? Now this one you strike on. Let's watch this. Much more forward. Hand around it. Looks like to me you missed left. Looks like you might have a pretty nice house shot there. So what I'm saying is I don't think this is consistent. See that? See, at the end of your push away, now your head's not on top of your foot, you're in front. So I think when that happens, that makes your swing come up early. So I think you grab it with your wrist, and it's more of a pull-up. And when you pull it up, what happens is that weight being pulled up allows that pivot step to drop to the right. I can't tell perfectly, but I don't think your pivot step's inside your head, is to the right of your head. So then your timing's still good, but look where you turn this one. You turn this one way, way earlier. So yes, you do miss on the inside 2 or 3 boards. You do throw it harder. So there you go. That one turned earlier, and that one's a little farther inside because that doesn't have as near as much shape. This ball never gets to 7, 8 down lane. This ball's on 10.5, 11, maybe 12, and it just kind of shims up and goes to the pins. Okay, that was a strike. So now let's get over here to these. Now here I can't tell from the back as much. So again, I think you go forward and you pull it up with your wrist, and then you turn it down. See there? Look how far now. Your hand, before you start your downswing in your forward swing, this one, your hand's to the outside. Now the ball gets much farther out. If you look at it, your spine tilt's going to be forward, and as you pull down with your shoulder, it's going to come back. That kicks the ball out away. This is the ball that's way in. I can tell by the reaction of you. There's 5. Let's go back to this one. Pull it up, outside, around it. Not this. See, you're not posting this shot. It doesn't have those clean lines. I'm thinking it's all in your second step. Now this one you send a steam up. But see, when you pull it back with your wrist, then you get here, and then you pull it down with your shoulder. I think your spine pulls back. And again, now your hand is again on the outside. Here we go. Taller. Much softer swing on the sway back. I don't think you pull it up. Now your wrist is loaded. Your timing's better, but look where the ball, see the ball doesn't turn as early, but look how much closer it is there. There you go. There's the difference. Look at your back foot stay down. Your back foot's already coming up. Shoulders come back, head comes up, that back foot comes off the ground. See, that's a different look. You kind of post it, but the elbow's around it. There, see that back foot never left. See that difference? How that foot stayed down because you stayed forward. Let's go back here, Rob. So this is what we're talking about. So your self-analysis, my friend, spot on. Helped me a lot on the lesson. This is your issue right there. There you go. That's the 2 different shots. Look at the difference in this part right here. It's not the timing thing. I think what happens is your second step, your upper body gets forward. That makes your swing come back fast. And when it does it, you grab it with your wrist. So when you pull it up with your wrist and your shoulder, you got to conversely pull it down with your shoulder. Now one ball's tucked to your ankle, one ball's out. I mean, this one's not, this one, the over rotation never goes right. This one goes completely the opposite way. So I think that's the biggest thing. So let's get rid of the bad shots. I think I identified that for you pretty good. So again, that's the shot. I think what you got to work on is staying tall on top of your head, on top of that second step through here, and really let the ball swing back through here with the least amount of wrist possible. I don't mind if you load there, but I think what happens is when you get forward, the shoulders go forward too soon. I think you see there, to me, you're pulling the ball up with your wrist. And then you got to pull it down with your shoulder. Then your hand gets out of the way. So that angle through the front, yes. So what happens is, here's your swing path. And it's pretty straight. It may not be going where you want it. When that wrist goes out, all of a sudden your swing path, you're still aiming at the same target. But because you're coming at it from farther on the outside, you're going across the top of it. When you pull it down, when you let it swing up natural, then the swing drops back in the slot. So now the target hasn't changed, but the angle of your swing stays in longer. Your elbow stays there. So now you turn it later so the ball goes to the right later. When you turn it earlier, the core lays down too soon and wants to go left. So that's what I would work on the most, and they're both related to your release and your footwork. I think right here we can tell. Right there I like it. And then again, if I throw the side view up again, that's what we're looking for there. I think when you do that, you use the least amount of wrist to bring it up. Your wrist is cocked, but you don't pull it up. It never changes position. You go here, turn it into your toe, better balance. Rob, hope that helped. Really liked looking at your videos. I'll talk to you soon.